Washi, also known as Sendong here in the Philippines, came rampaging the city of Cagayan de Oro and Iligan on December 16, 2011, and it brought about 1,300 casualties and some 600 persons missing. At the start, it was a little bit chaotic, but then gradually, when Manila people, international organizations came in, they helped us find our senses. The presence of ProCap was really very evident. She gave us an international perspective of how relocation, resettlement should be done.
ProCap is a senior protection officer with 15 or more years of experience in the field in emergency situations. ProCaps are deployed to strengthen the capacity of the United Nations and the humanitarian community during emergencies, whether these are caused by natural disaster or by conflict. Why is protection important in natural disasters? In these situations, people are very vulnerable, and it's very important to protect them not only from violence and abuse and neglect, but also to ensure that they receive assistance as needed without any concern for race or nationality or ethnicity or gender, that everybody gets their rights respected.
The fact that UNHCR was able to benefit from ProCap support within days when the disaster struck, allowed us to quickly deploy to the field and respond to this very exceptional situation, and provide a very useful bridge between the affected communities, the various government authorities, but also the other partners of the interagency emergency response.
In Sendong, I was there primarily to provide advice to the humanitarian coordinator, the humanitarian country team, and the government of the Philippines on the question of housing, land, and property, to ensure that people were able to move out of tents into decent transitional housing and then to permanent housing.
Pooling the resources of all the agencies who are supposed to be giving assistance. All of these interagencies come together through a venue called the Local Interagency Committee. ProCap sat down with us, went through our code of policy, beneficiary selection policy, for seeing to it that the land is okay, what kind of resettlement site should be put up, and how should we sustain the services that will be given to them, in seeing to it that the internally displaced person got their equal share and their right for the permanent housing.
Ang among balay diha gayo sa Daplin sa Suba sa may Pasil Kaswagan. So pag abot sa panahon sa Sindong, nakabalhin mi dito sa Kabel Court sa among pagpuyo sa temporary shelter. So after that, ipa-transfer mi dinhi sa amo na dayon nga permanent house. Pero local o ang international government sa mga partners, mayo ang ilang pagtagad sa amoa.
ProCap made sure that protection activities were included in the response plan. A grievance mechanism was incorporated to ensure that people would have a voice in the process. So ProCap was very instrumental in trying to introduce a model mechanism which was eventually adopted by the local government.
The participation of internally displaced person during the local interagency committee is very important. because that is the only avenue that the voice of the people will be heard, and the people will be informed. They're empowered by the information that bring back to them.
One of the impacts was to ensure that the government was sensitive to the fact that building homes was not enough. They had to build durable solutions for those who were displaced so that they could start their lives again, live a life like anybody else in the Philippines.
We're very grateful, actually, that the Global Cluster has sent many ProCap deployments to the Philippines. They provide much needed capacity building to local and national stakeholders. And the ProCap has provided that much needed inputs to our advisory that has actually been one of the most important human rights standards that are actually being advocated by the Commission towards the government. For example, in the latest emergency, big emergency, which is Yolanda, we issued another advisory, and definitely the Sendong advisory was very much a part of that basis.
Looking through the curriculum vitae of the individuals who are currently on the roster of ProCap, you know, one has to bow with admiration and respect, because it is a collection of very fine individuals who are extremely experienced, who are skilled, and that makes the unicity of ProCap as a very valuable tool in the emergency response in the area of protection.